How to control the payments in a pay per deletion situation, creating automatic invoices and maybe um, different payments throughout the life of the invoice. Well, first we're going to import. Um, we're going to import a credit report. I have a sample here, so I'm going to import it. Um, did I click on it? I think not. Okay, so I'm clicking on it now. All right, and once it's here, I'm going to extract everything and assign the letters and assign the reasons and everything in between. And then I'm going to pretend that some of them were deleted. So I'm going to put here, this one, let's put that it was updated in terms of never being late. This one was deleted, and this one was deleted. And notice that here in the pay, the column, we have to be paid, this symbol. So of course, this can be done also automatically, by the way, by downloading the next month. So whatever is deleted is going to be paid. Okay, so I can select all these to be paid just by going to the paid tab here at the top and selecting find to be paid for current client. Can be also find paid for all clients. So many clients can be created at the same time. Many invoices can be created with one click. Potentially unlimited invoices can be created from unlimited clients with one click. But this is not even the purpose of this video, but mostly to show you how to create invoices and work with the receivables. So in the invoices, we're going to create invoice for pay per deletion. Okay, so I'm gonna do for selected, selected clients or current is the same since we have just a sample. It can be a fixed price per item or variable, as I put different prices here. But I'm gonna use the same one. The reason is so I can divide then the payments with these for example purposes. That's all. By dispute fixed price. Okay, so I created the invoice, and I can go there if I want to. Notice that now the column says invoiced, and as opposed to be paid, right? And so I can go to the invoice that I created, and I have this invoice 50 per item because I put fixed price. But it can be whatever, it can be other things. So now I can obviously charge this person, and I can do partial payments here, and that's perfectly right if I'm going to use the invoices. But some people like to use receivables as opposed to invoices to charge, and it has some advantages in terms of charging everybody with one click and things like that. But here it's also possible to charge with electronic checks and credit cards. That's also possible. So I'm going to create a receivable based on this invoice that it has, a total of 250, right? So I'm going to go to receivables and create receivable from current invoice. Okay, so I'm going to click on it, create, a little bit of warning here. Okay, so I have this one. I can omit the rest. There are other tests, and I have all these. I notice that I have the invoice number here, and I have the invoice balance here, and this is the receivable ID. And let's say, I can use this the way it is, and that when it's paid, I can simply, that the invoice will be paid automatically, right? But I'm going to say that I want to divide this into 5 payments. So let's say that is my arrangement with this customer. So I'm going to put recurrent 4 more times. Notice that the plus sign because it's this one plus 4, right? That's what I want to do. I mean, they can be triggered automatically later as the time comes, like line 9, 18, 10, 18, etc. Or I can trigger everything by clicking Shift. Okay, so I can trigger these 4. And again, probably you don't want to trigger the payments. Sorry, I made a mistake here, and the mistake was that I should have put this one to $50 first before doing the splitting of payments. So it will be $50 times 5. Otherwise, I will be 5 times, so it will be 1,250. So I made that mistake. I should have reduced, because obviously the program doesn't know how you want to distribute your payments. But once you put the 5 here, you can trigger and have this, which totals obviously 250. You can see that in the tooltip. So now, if this one is paid, okay, so I'm going to do it manually. Obviously, it can be done automatically, but taking in consideration the credit card or the check. But I can do it manually too. I'm going to do paid. So I have it paid. Well, what happens is that not only is paid here, you notice that the invoice balance has been reduced. I can go to the invoice. I can see that the payment has been recorded here. So I can, well, go back if I want to that particular payment, okay, like this. So you see, and I'm going to do the second one, so you see that actually goes to the payment, the correct payment. So I'm going to pay this one too, and if I go to the invoice, I have 150 now as balance, of course, because we have 3 more to go, and here we have the second payment. I can go to the second payment. Okay. Actually, I went to the first payment because it's sorted, you know, the newest at the top, the way it should be. So this is the second payment actually. So you can see that we are in the second payment, and now we have those. Well, 200 here. If I was here, it was 150, etc., etc. Here is blank because we don't, hasn't been paid. So it's that easy. So you can control and charge all of them. I mean, you can charge all the payments at once by clicking dues and then clicking charge. But the point is how to distribute payments, so you can not necessarily charge everything from one invoice at once. You can do it directly on the invoice by doing it like this, by adding here a payment, or you can do it through the receivable, and the receivable will check here until you have 0, obviously, and that's pretty much that's all. That's the way it works. Once it's 0, the balance is 0, it will be paid and it will change automatically. We can see that if we want. It's not difficult. We can go here and click charge everything. Oh, this one doesn't have the credit card, so it's not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it at all. But if you had it, it will. I can do it manually though. I can do it manually and have 100, and they have 50, and then I can have 0, and then I can go and see that it was paid. It has all the 5 payments of $50 and the balance is 0. That's all. Thanks.